The moment my 8-year-old daughter walked through that door holding his hand, I knew I had exactly 14 days to become the man they'd need when the truth destroyed them. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where it started, 3 weeks before that moment. Back to a Tuesday evening that looked like every other Tuesday evening in the Harrison household. Emma was at the kitchen table, third-grade homework spread out in front of her, her tongue poking out the corner of her mouth the way it always did when she concentrated. Tyler, my 11-year-old, was upstairs, the bass from his music thumping through the ceiling. My wife, Jennifer, was late, again. "Daddy, can you check my math?" Emma held up her worksheet and I leaned over, catching the smell of her strawberry shampoo. She'd gotten them all right, but I circled one anyway, winked at her, and watched her little brow furrow as she rechecked her work. "I was right," she said, grinning. Then she pulled out another paper. "Look what I drew today." It was one of her typical crayon masterpieces, our house, the four of us standing in front. Except there was a fifth figure off to the side, a man, tall. She'd used a lot of yellow for his hair. "Who's that, sweetheart?" "That's Kyle. He's Mommy's new friend from work. He's really nice. He bought me ice cream." Something cold settled in my stomach. I kept my voice light. "When did you meet Kyle?" "Last Saturday, when Mommy said she had to go to the office for a little bit. We went to the park instead. Don't tell Mommy I told you. She said it was a surprise." That night, after the kids were asleep, I found the burner phone taped under her car's dashboard. It was a cheap flip phone, the kind you buy at gas stations, still warm from the heat of the engine. The battery icon showed 2%. I sat in our driveway in the dark and opened the messages. 847 messages, all to the same number, all deleted from her real phone. I scrolled. Each message was a small knife. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. He suspects nothing. The kids love you already. 2 more months and I'll tell him." My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped it. The last message was time-stamped from that afternoon, sent while I was helping Emma with her homework. 2 weeks with your family. He'll never see it coming. Pack light. We're staying at the beach house. Kids sleep on the pullout. We get the master. Can't wait to wake up next to you without hiding. I took photos of everything, every single message, every photo they'd sent each other. Then I put the phone back exactly where I'd found it, went inside, and threw up in the guest bathroom where no one would hear me. Jennifer came home at midnight. I was in bed, pretending to sleep. She showered for 20 minutes, longer than usual. When she slipped under the covers, she smelled like hotel soap. Not her usual lavender, something generic, something cheap. The next morning, she made pancakes. She was humming. "I've been thinking," she said, flipping a pancake with practiced ease. "The kids have been working so hard in school. What if we did something special? A little vacation?" Tyler looked up from his phone. "Like Disney?" "Even better. Remember Kyle from my work? He has a beach house in Delaware. He offered to let us use it. All expenses paid. 2 weeks. The kids would love it." "Us?" I asked, already knowing the answer. "Well, you're so busy with the project at work, and honestly, honey, you could use the time to yourself. When was the last time you had the house to yourself for more than a day? Think of it. Sleep in, work out, catch up on all those shows I never let you watch." Emma bounced in her seat. "Please, Daddy, Kyle's really fun, and there's a boardwalk with games." I looked at my daughter's face, at my son trying to hide his excitement because he could sense something was off, at my wife, who was smiling at me like she used to when we were dating. "Sure," I said. "Sounds great." The necklace fell out of her gym bag that afternoon. Sterling silver, heavy, cold when I picked it up. A heart charm, with initials scratched on the back, Kirtz M. She'd told me it was a gift from her company for 5 years of service. I'd even been there when she opened it at dinner. Her surprised face, her delighted thank you kiss. The necklace wasn't from her work conference. The initials proved it. I called my brother Marcus that night from my car. "I need a lawyer," I said. "A good one, the kind who wins." "What happened?" "Jennifer's having an affair. She's taking my kids on vacation with him for 2 weeks, and I'm going to let her." Silence, then, "You've lost your mind." "No, I'm going to use those 2 weeks to build a case so airtight she won't know what hit her. I need a lawyer who understands strategy. Can you help me or not?" He could. Rebecca Thornton's office was downtown, 20th floor, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. She was 40-something, gray suit, eyes that missed nothing. I spread the evidence across her conference table, the phone photos, the receipts, the necklace. Emma's drawing with Kyle in the corner, dated, saved. Rebecca studied everything in silence. She made notes. She asked questions. How long? How often? Do the children know? Have I confronted her? Have I told anyone besides my brother? No, I said to the last one. No one knows. I'm telling you first. Good. She leaned forward. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to let them go on this vacation. You're going to smile and wave goodbye. And for 14 days, you're going to document everything. I'm giving you the number of a private investigator. His name is Jake Morrison. He's expensive. He's worth it. What's he going to find? Everything we need. Photos, witnesses, financial records, the beach house registration, who paid for the vacation, how long this has been going on, whether she's been using marital funds, whether she's been introducing your children to her affair partner with the intent to alienate them from you. She pulled out a retainer agreement. This is going to cost you, but in 2 weeks, you'll either lose everything or gain full custody. Choose your next move carefully. I signed. If you've ever felt something was wrong but couldn't prove it, if you've trusted your gut against everyone's gaslighting, I want you to know, you're not crazy. That feeling in your stomach, that voice in your head, it's trying to protect you. Listen to it. The airport goodbye was the hardest thing I've ever done. Jennifer had the kids dressed in matching beach outfits. Emma had her stuffed dolphin. Tyler had his headphones. They both had new suitcases, bright blue with luggage tags that said KM on them, not Harrison. KM. You sure you're okay with this? Jennifer asked, her hand on my arm. Concerned wife, loving mother, Academy Award-worthy performance. I'm sure. You guys have fun. Send me pictures. Tyler hugged me. He held on longer than usual. You okay, Dad? I'm perfect, buddy. Take care of your sister, yeah? We walked to security. That's when I saw him. Kyle, 30-something, tall, yellow polo shirt, the man from Emma's drawing. He was standing past the checkpoint, waving. Kyle was already there, at security, waiting for them. Emma ran ahead, her dolphin bouncing. Jennifer turned back, gave me one last wave, smile. She mouthed, "Thank you." Then Emma stopped, ran back, threw her arms around my waist. She stood on her tiptoes, pulled me down so she could whisper in my ear. Kyle said you're not going because you don't love us anymore, but I know that's not true. Right, Daddy? Every muscle in my body locked. I pulled back, looked into her face, her 8-year-old face. She was asking me to confirm what she hoped was true against what she'd been told. Emma, I cupped her cheeks. I love you and Tyler more than anything in this entire world. Don't you ever forget that. Not for one single second, okay? She nodded, smiled, ran back to Jennifer. I watched them go through security. Watched Emma turn back one more time. Watched Kyle put his hand on Jennifer's lower back. Watched them disappear toward the gates. I sat in my car in the parking garage for 40 minutes before I could drive. Drop A, if you've ever had to smile through heartbreak to protect someone you love. That was Sunday. By Monday morning, Jake Morrison had already started surveillance. By Monday afternoon, I had photos of them checking into the beach house. By Monday evening, I had documentation that Kyle had paid for everything. The rental, the flights, the matching suitcases with his initials. The photos showed them sleeping in the master suite. While my kids slept on a pull-out couch in the living room, I spent those 14 days becoming a different man. Days 1 to 3. I was a mess. I called Rebecca 17 times. I drove past Jennifer's office. I read the messages again. I cried in the shower. I didn't sleep. Marcus came over, found me on the kitchen floor at 2 a.m., and literally pulled me up. You want to fall apart? Fine. You've got 72 hours. After that, you've got work to do. Days 4-7. I worked. Rebecca had given me a protocol. Document everything. Collect all financial records. Photograph the house as it was. Save every text Jennifer sent from the vacation. Note every time she let the kids call me, which was twice. Both times on speaker, both times with Kyle in the background making comments. I found Emma's old drawings in the attic. Dozens of them, our family, always the 4 of us. Whole, happy. I kept them all. Days 8-11, I transformed. I painted the living room. I put up new photos, pictures of me and the kids, just the three of us from the past year. I framed Emma's drawings and hung them in the hallway. I joined a gym. I went to therapy. Dr. Patricia Mills, recommended by Rebecca. I started sleeping again. I became the father they deserved, the father they'd need. Day 12. I got the complete surveillance report, 67 pages, time-stamped photos, witness statements from the beach house neighbors, financial documentation, hotel receipts going back 8 months, 6 different cities, all dates matching Jennifer's work conferences. Day 13, the PI called. You'll want to see what I found at the beach house. Bring your lawyer. There was a photo. Jennifer and Kyle on the deck, late evening, kids already asleep inside. Kyle was down on one knee. Jennifer had her hands over her mouth. There was a ring. They'd gotten engaged, on vacation with my children, using them as cover for their proposal. I stared at that photo for a long time, then I put it in the binder. Page 68, day 14, I prepared. I stood in our living room, my living room now, and looked at what I'd built in 2 weeks. Evidence organized in a 3-inch black binder, tabs color-coded, timeline poster folded inside, sheet protectors crackling with proof. The weight of truth, 4.2 pounds. The house was clean. The walls were fresh. The photos of our real family were displayed. Everything was ready. Marcus came over. He stood next to me, looking at the evidence binder on the coffee table. You know what's about to happen, he said. The moment they walk through that door, everything changes. I know. You ready? I thought about Emma's whisper at the airport. I thought about Tyler holding on too long during our goodbye. I thought about the pull-out couch while their mother slept in a master bedroom with another man. We don't abandon what we build, I said quietly. We protect it. What? Something I realized these past 2 weeks. I'm not fighting for my marriage. That died 8 months ago, the first time she checked into a hotel with him. I'm fighting for my kids, for their right to know the truth, for their right to not be used as props in someone else's lie. I heard the car in the driveway, Tyler's voice, Emma's laugh. Marcus squeezed my shoulder. Game time. I opened the door before they could reach for the handle. Emma dropped her suitcase. Tyler grabbed her hand. They both froze. Dad, Tyler whispered, his eyes scanning the room behind me, taking in the changes. What happened to you? They stood there in the doorway, my children, tanned and confused. Emma's hair was lighter from the sun. Tyler had grown, or maybe I was just seeing him differently now. Jennifer was behind them, Kyle pulling suitcases from the trunk. I'd lost 15 pounds. My hair was cut short. I was wearing clothes that actually fit. The house behind me didn't look like the one they had left. Come in, I said. Emma moved first, hesitant, her dolphin clutch tight. Tyler followed, his hand still on her shoulder. Protective. When had he started doing that? They saw the living room and stopped again. Their drawings? Everywhere. Framed like gallery pieces. The wall that used to hold Jennifer's abstract art now displayed Emma's crayon families, Tyler's pencil sketches. Years of their work, previously taped to the fridge, now mounted behind glass. You hung my pictures? Emma whispered. They're beautiful. I wanted to see them every day. Tyler walked slowly to the new photo wall, pictures I'd dug out of boxes, frames I'd bought and filled in those 14 days. Him and me at his first baseball game. Emma on my shoulders at the zoo. The three of us building a snowman last winter. Jennifer had been at work that day. Where's Mom in these? Tyler asked. She was taking the photos, I said. Not a lie, just not the truth. Jennifer came through the door then, Kyle right behind her. She froze, taking in the transformed space. Her eyes found mine. For just a second, I saw panic flash across her face. Wow, she said. You've been busy. Had some time on my hands. Kyle extended his hand. Kyle Morrison. Great to finally meet you, man. Your kids are amazing. I looked at his hand, looked at his face, looked at my children watching this interaction. I shook his hand. I'm sure they are. Thank you for hosting them. Anytime, really. They're welcome back whenever. That won't be necessary, I said, still smiling. But I appreciate the offer. Something in my tone made him step back. Jennifer moved between us, laughing too bright. Kids, why don't you go unpack? I'm sure Dad wants to hear all about the trip. Actually, I said, I'd love to. Tyler, Emma, when you're ready, come back down. I made your favorite. Spaghetti and meatballs, fresh bread. Emma's eyes went wide. You cooked? I learned a lot in 2 weeks. They ran upstairs. Jennifer stayed. Kyle lingered. We should talk, Jennifer said. We should. But not today. You must be tired from the drive. Kyle, I'm sure you need to get going. He looked at Jennifer. She nodded, barely. He left. Jennifer and I stood in our transformed living room. What is this? She asked quietly. What's what? This. She gestured at everything. The paint, the photos, you. I told you, I had time to think, to work on myself, to remember what matters. She was searching my face for something, anger, accusation. She found nothing but calm. The kids had a great time, she said. Kyle was wonderful with them. I'm sure he was. He wants to see them again. Maybe we could set up some play dates or... No. First hard word I'd spoken. It hung there. Excuse me? No play dates, no more vacations, no more Kyle, not with my children. Your children? There are... Mom, Dad... Tyler was at the top of the stairs. Can you not fight? We just got home. Jennifer's face shifted instantly. Concerned mother. We're not fighting, honey, just talking. But Tyler didn't move. He was watching us. Really watching. When had my son gotten so observant? That night, after Jennifer went to unpack, after Kyle sent her 17 texts that I watched her read and delete, after the kids were supposedly asleep, Tyler came back downstairs. I was in the kitchen, cleaning up. He sat at the table, said nothing for a long time. You know, he said finally. I turned. Know what? About Mom and Kyle. My hand stilled in the dishwater. Warm, soapy, normal. Everything felt simultaneously normal and catastrophically not. What makes you say that? Because you're different, and not just the haircut and the house. You're like you were when I was little, before Mom started working late. I dried my hands, sat down across from him. My 11-year-old son, who suddenly looked 15. How long have you known? I asked. Since the second day of vacation. Mom and Kyle shared a bedroom. Emma and I slept on the couch in the living room. They thought we were asleep, but I heard them, talking about after the divorce. The word hung between us. Divorce. Emma doesn't know, Tyler continued. She thinks Kyle is just Mom's nice friend. But I'm not stupid, Dad. I see things. Why didn't you call me? His voice cracked. Mom took my phone, said I was spending too much time on screens. But really, I think she didn't want me telling you stuff. And I was scared if I said anything, you'd leave us. Why are all our old pictures out again? I moved to the chair next to him, put my arm around his shoulders. He leaned into me, and suddenly he was my little boy again. Tyler, listen to me. I am never leaving you, never. Your mother can make whatever choices she wants, but you and Emma, you're mine. Forever. We don't abandon what we build. Never. He nodded against my shoulder, then pulled back, wiping his eyes quickly. What happens now? Now we tell the truth, but carefully. And we protect Emma. She's 8. She doesn't need all of it. Not yet. She already knows more than you think. That stopped me. What do you mean? You should talk to her, tomorrow, when Mom's at work. Just ask her about the vacation. Really ask. The next morning, Jennifer left for the office. Catching up after 2 weeks away. She kissed the kids goodbye. Didn't kiss me. That ship had apparently sailed. I made Emma chocolate chip pancakes, her favorite. She sat at the table, swinging her legs, chattering about the boardwalk games. Tyler was upstairs, giving us space. Em, can I ask you something? Sure, Daddy. Did you have fun on vacation? Uh-huh. The beach was so pretty. And Kyle bought us ice cream every day. And we saw dolphins. That sounds amazing. Where did you sleep? She stopped mid-bite. In the living room. There was a couch that turned into a bed, like a transformer. Was it comfortable? Hesitation. It was okay. a little lumpy. But Tyler let me have the pillow side. Where did Mom and Kyle sleep? Longer silence. She wouldn't meet my eyes. Emma, sweetheart, you can tell me the truth. I'm not mad. I just want to know. They slept in the big bedroom with the ocean view. Mom said we'd be more comfortable in the living room because it had the TV. Did that seem fair to you? She shrugged, too casual. I guess. What else did you notice? She pushed her pancakes around. Can I tell you something and you won't get mad? I promise. I saw them kissing, Mom and Kyle, not like when you kiss me goodnight. Different, like in movies. And one time I heard Mom call Kyle baby. She used to call you that. Daddy, I'm not stupid. I saw them kissing. Comment, I remember, if you've had to show someone who they really are. My 8-year-old daughter, 8, looking at me with eyes that had learned too much too fast. Thank you for telling me the truth, I said. Are you and Mom getting divorced? No point lying now. I think we might be. She nodded, not surprised, just sad. Is it because of Kyle? It's because your mom made some choices, and I made some choices, and sometimes adults realize they want different things. Do you still love us? There it was, the question Kyle had planted, the fear Jennifer had watered. I pulled her into my lap. She was getting big for this, but she curled into me anyway. Emma Grace Harrison, you and your brother are the best things I have ever done in my entire life. Nothing will ever change that. Not divorce, not Mom, not Kyle, not anything. You understand me? She nodded into my chest. And something else. Adults are going to make mistakes. We're going to do things wrong. But you didn't cause this. You can't fix it. All you can do is be a kid and let the grown-ups handle the grown-up stuff, okay? Okay, Daddy, she pulled back. Can I ask you something else? Anything? If you and Mom aren't together anymore, do we have to see Kyle? Do you want to see Kyle? She thought about it, really thought. He's nice, but I think he's only nice because of Mom. And also, he told me that you didn't come on vacation because work was more important than us. But that's not true, is it? The rage that swept through me was white hot. I kept it off my face. No, baby, that's not true. I didn't go because your mom didn't want me there, but I thought about you every single day, every single hour. I know. Tyler made me keep a vacation journal, and I wrote I miss Daddy every night. Want to see it? She ran upstairs, came back with a small notebook, spiral bound, her handwriting in purple crayon. Day 1, the beach is pretty. I miss Daddy. Day 2, we saw crabs. I miss Daddy. Day 3, Kyle bought us ice cream. I miss Daddy. 11 entries, 11 I miss Daddies. Every night she wrote it. Every morning, her mother told her I was too busy to call. My hands shook holding that notebook. My daughter had documented her loneliness in crayon. This was evidence. This was also heartbreak. Can you do me a favor? I asked. Can you keep writing in this, even now that you're home, just about what you see and feel? Like a diary? Exactly like that. She nodded, took the notebook back, ran upstairs to add today's entry. Tyler came down. You talked to her. I did. Told you, she sees everything. She just doesn't know what it means yet. She knows enough. So what now? I walked to my office, pulled out the 3-inch binder. The weight of truth, 4.2 pounds. Now we show you something, but first we call someone who's going to help us through this. I called Dr. Patricia Mills. She agreed to video call, to be there as I showed Tyler evidence. This had to be done right, carefully, with professional support. Tyler sat next to me on the couch, my laptop open, Dr. Mills on screen, her kind face, her steady presence. Tyler, she said, your dad wants to share some information with you, information about what's been happening with your mom. It might be hard to hear, but it's the truth, and you deserve the truth. I'm here to help you process it. Your dad is here to support you. Are you ready? Yeah, Tyler said. I'm ready. I opened the binder. I showed him the timeline poster first. Dates on the left. Jennifer's work conferences listed. On the right, hotel receipts, not conference hotels, boutique hotels, couples hotels. 6 different cities over 8 months. Tyler traced the dates with his finger. I remember these. She missed my birthday for this one. She missed Emma's school play for this one. Next, photos. Not inappropriate ones. Jake Morrison had been professional, just surveillance. Jennifer and Kyle at restaurants, holding hands, kissing in parking lots, checking into hotels. Tyler said nothing, just looked. Then I showed him the financial records, Jennifer's credit card, the one she said was for work expenses, charges at jewelry stores, the necklace. Wait, Tyler said. He got up, went to Jennifer's jewelry box on the hallway table, came back with the necklace, the heart charm, heavy, cold. Kjart's M scratched on the back. She said this was from her company, Tyler said, for 5 years of service. She wore it to my school concert. I know. He turned it over in his hands. She lied. She wore his necklace to my concert, in front of everyone, in front of you. The betrayal was crystallizing for him. Abstract, becoming concrete. Tyler, Dr. Mills said gently, how are you feeling right now? Mad, sad, I don't know, both. That's completely normal. You can feel multiple things. Does Emma have to see this? Not like this, I said. Emma gets a different conversation, age appropriate. But yes, she'll know, because secrets hurt more than truth. But we protect her, always. Tyler nodded. Then he pulled out his phone. There's more, he said. I have texts from Mom, from the vacation. He showed me messages from Jennifer to Tyler. Having fun, miss you. Don't forget to call Dad tonight, but keep it short, he's busy. If Dad asks about Kyle, just say he's a friend. No need to worry him. Kyle wants to take you to the arcade tomorrow, okay? I think Dad's doing fine without us. He probably hasn't even noticed we're gone. And then, the one that made my blood run cold. Tyler, sweetheart, I need you to do me a favor. If Dad asks too many questions when we get home, just tell him you had fun and don't remember details. He gets stressed when he worries. We don't want to stress Dad out, do we? Dad, Mom told me if I told you the truth, you'd leave us forever. Tyler was shaking. She coached me, the whole vacation, what to say, what not to say. She made me practice, and I believed her. I thought if I told you about Kyle, you'd think we were choosing her over you, and you'd leave. Tyler! No, listen, she used me. She used both of us. We were like her alibis. Take the kids on vacation, who's going to suspect? Everyone thinks you're such a good mom when you bring your kids. But we were just cover for her and him. Dr. Mills spoke carefully. Tyler, none of this is your fault. Adults manipulated you. Adults lied to you. You were trying to protect your family the only way you knew how. That doesn't make you guilty. That makes you brave. I don't feel brave. I feel stupid. You're not stupid, I said. You're 11. You're a child. And you were put in an impossible situation by adults who should have known better. He looked at me. Really looked. What happens now? Now we talk to a judge. We show them all of this. We tell the truth. And we let the law decide what's fair. Will we have to live with Mom? I don't know. Maybe some of the time. But I'm fighting for you. Both of you. With everything I have. He hugged me then. Held on tight. We don't abandon what we build, he whispered. Right, Dad? My throat closed. My son, repeating my words back to me. Understanding. Right, buddy. Never. Jennifer came home at 6 p.m. I'd asked Marcus to be there. He was in the kitchen, visible but not intrusive. Witness. The kids were upstairs. I'd asked them to stay there. They'd both agreed, but I knew Tyler was listening, probably had his door cracked. Jennifer walked in, saw Marcus, looked at me. What's this? This is a conversation, I said. Sit down. I don't like your tone. Sit down. She sat, perched on the edge of the armchair, ready to flee. I pulled out the binder, set it on the coffee table between us. What is that? This is 2 weeks of surveillance. Photos, financial records, hotel receipts, text messages, witness statements, documentation of an 8-month affair with Kyle Morrison. Would you like to explain any of it? Her face went white, then red, then white again. You spied on me. You took my children on vacation with your lover. You made them lie. You coached them to cover for you. You told them I didn't love them. So, yes, Jennifer, I documented your choices. This is illegal. It's not. I checked. I also checked with a lawyer, filed for divorce yesterday, and filed for full custody. She stood. You can't. I can. I did. You'll be served tomorrow. Her hands were shaking. You're overreacting. Kyle is just a friend. The kids love him. Stop. I stood too. Don't insult me. Don't insult them. They know, Jennifer. Emma saw you kissing. Tyler heard you planning the divorce. They slept on a pull-out couch while you shared a bed with another man. In a house he paid for. On a vacation he funded, using them as cover. They're children. They don't understand. They understand enough. She looked toward the stairs, saw Tyler standing there. He must have come down during the argument. His face was set, hard. Tyler, honey, go back upstairs. No, Tyler said. I want to hear this. Tyler, you lied to me, he said. His voice was steady, clear. You told me Dad would leave if I told the truth, but you were the one leaving. You were the one with the secret, not him, you. I was trying to protect you. From what? From knowing our mom is a liar? Jennifer looked at me, then at Tyler, then at Marcus in the doorway, then back at me. You turned my own children against me. Before I could respond, Emma appeared on the stairs. Small, holding her dolphin, she'd been listening too. She walked down, stood next to Tyler. No, Emma said, her 8-year-old voice, clear as a bell. You did. The room went silent. Jennifer stared at her daughter, her baby, who had just delivered the truest sentence in this entire mess. She looked at the kids, then at me, then at the evidence binder. She was calculating, I could see it, trying to figure out how to spin this, how to salvage it. Emma, sweetheart, I'm not stupid, Mom. I know what kissing means. I know what baby means. I know what sleeping in the same bedroom means. And I know you told me Daddy didn't love us, but he does. He made me pancakes. He hung my pictures. He calls me every day when you're at work. Emma's voice broke on the last word. Tyler put his hand on her shoulder. Jennifer's face crumpled, but I didn't know if it was real grief or performed grief anymore. I need to go, she said. Yes, I said. You do. She grabbed her purse, walked to the door, turned back. This isn't over. No, I agreed. It's not. Court is in 3 weeks. Bring your lawyer. She left. The door closed. The 4 of us, me, Tyler, Emma, Marcus, stood in the living room. Emma started crying. Real crying. Tyler pulled her into a hug. Marcus looked at me, eyebrows raised. You okay? No, I said honestly. But I will be. Tyler looked at me over Emma's head. What happens now, Dad? Now we tell a judge. We show them everything. We tell the truth, and we trust that justice works. What if it doesn't? Then we appeal. We fight. We don't stop fighting, because you two are worth every single battle, every single day, forever. Emma pulled away from Tyler, came to me. I picked her up. She was getting too big for this, but right now she needed it. Daddy, I'm scared. I know, baby, me too. But you're still here. Always. That's the promise. I'm always here. She nodded into my neck. Tyler came over, wrapped his arms around both of us. Marcus stepped back, giving us space. My family. Smaller now, broken in some ways, but real. Finally, completely real. We don't abandon what we build. We protect it. Here's my question for you. When kids are caught in the middle, do we protect them from the truth or with the truth? Comment from or with. Let's talk about it. The 3 weeks before court were the strangest of my life. Jennifer moved out, got an apartment across town. The kids stayed with me during the week, spent weekends with her, court-ordered temporary arrangement. She wasn't allowed to have Kyle there during her parenting time. She violated that twice. I documented it both times. Tyler started therapy with Dr. Mills. Emma drew pictures, hundreds of them. Some had Jennifer in them, most didn't. Rebecca Thornton prepared our case like she was preparing for war. They're going to paint you as vindictive, she said. Spying on your wife, turning the kids against her, using them as pawns. We need to be ready. What do we have? Everything. Timeline documentation. Financial proof she used marital funds for the affair. The kids' statements, which we'll use carefully. Tyler's letter, Emma's journal. 8 months of deception. The vacation that was essentially parental alienation. And the engagement. The engagement? She hasn't told you? Kyle proposed on that vacation. She accepted. There are photos. I thought about Emma on that pull-out couch, writing, I miss Daddy, while her mother was getting engaged to another man 2 rooms away. Use it, I said. The courthouse was downtown, same building where Jennifer and I had gotten married 12 years ago. Different floor, different purpose. Marcus drove me. The kids stayed with Dr. Mills. They'd testify later, in chambers, away from the public proceedings. Jennifer was already there, blonde hair perfect, navy suit. Her lawyer next to her, expensive suit, shark eyes. Kyle wasn't present, smart. We sat on opposite sides, didn't look at each other. Judge Patricia Ramirez entered, 60-something, sharp, fair. Rebecca had said she was good, tough, but fair. "This is a custody hearing," Judge Ramirez began. "Not a divorce proceeding. We're here to determine what's in the best interest of Tyler, age 11, and Emma, age 8. I've reviewed the preliminary filings. Both sides have made serious allegations. We'll hear evidence, we'll hear testimony, then I'll make a determination. Let's begin." Jennifer's lawyer went first. He painted a picture of a devoted mother, PTA volunteer, never missed a school event, loving, present. He showed photos, Jennifer and the kids at soccer games, birthday parties, school plays. "Mrs. Harrison made a mistake," he said. "She had a relationship outside her marriage, but that doesn't make her a bad mother. Mr. Harrison's reaction, surveillance, manipulation, turning the children against their mother, that's vindictive, that's harmful. That's not in these children's best interest." Then Rebecca stood. "Your Honor, may I present Exhibit A?" The timeline poster, 8 months, 6 cities, dozens of hotel stays. Every date Jennifer had missed something. Tyler's birthday, Emma's play, parent-teacher conferences. Mrs. Harrison didn't make a mistake. She made a choice, repeatedly, for 8 months. She chose her affair over her children's events. She chose deception over honesty. And then, Exhibit B. She took those children on vacation with her affair partner. Let me be clear. She used her children as cover to spend 2 weeks with her lover. Jennifer's lawyer objected. "Inflammatory?" "It's fact," Rebecca said. "We have photos. We have the vacation rental agreement. Mr. Kyle Morrison paid for everything, the flight, the house, the meals. Mrs. Harrison told Mr. Harrison the vacation was all expenses paid by a friend. She didn't mention that friend was her affair partner. She didn't mention her children would be sleeping on a couch while she shared a bedroom with that man." Judge Ramirez looked at Jennifer. "Is this accurate?" Jennifer's face was pale. "Kyle is a friend. He was generous." "Mrs. Harrison," the judge's voice was steel. "Did you share a bedroom with Kyle Morrison while your children slept in another room?" Silence. "Answer the question." "Yes, but..." "Did you tell your husband that Kyle Morrison was just a friend?" Yes." "Did you tell your children their father didn't want to come on vacation because work was more important?" Longer silence. "Mrs. Harrison, did you tell your children their father didn't love them?" The courtroom was silent. Jennifer's lawyer whispered something to her. She shook her head. I said he was busy. That work was demanding. I didn't say..." "Exhibit C," Rebecca said. She pulled out Emma's vacation journal, purple crayon. "This is Emma Harrison's journal, written during the vacation. Every single entry ends with, 'I miss Daddy.' 11 entries, 11 times. Mrs. Harrison, did your daughter ask to call her father during this vacation?" "A few times." "How many times did she actually call him?" "Twice. In 14 days. And were you present during those calls?" "Yes." "Was Kyle Morrison present?" Jennifer looked at her lawyer. He nodded slightly. "Yes." "So your children couldn't speak freely to their father because you and your affair partner were monitoring the conversation?" We weren't monitoring." Rebecca pulled out Tyler's phone records. "Exhibit D, text messages from Mrs. Harrison to Tyler during the vacation. I'll read one. If Dad asks too many questions when we get home, just tell him you had fun and don't remember details. He gets stressed when he worries. We don't want to stress Dad out, do we?" She looked up. "Mrs. Harrison, is that parental coaching? Or is that parental alienation?" Jennifer's lawyer stood. "Your Honor, these texts are being taken out of context." "Context?" Rebecca's voice rose. "The context is that Mrs. Harrison was coaching her 11-year-old son to lie to his father about a vacation she took with her affair partner. What context makes that appropriate?" Judge Ramirez held up her hand. "I'll determine what's appropriate. Continue." Rebecca presented everything. The hotel receipts. The necklace with Kyle's initials that Jennifer had worn to Tyler's school concert. The engagement photos, taken on the beach while the kids were asleep. Rings exchanged, future planned without their father. Financial records showing Jennifer had spent over $15,000 of marital funds on the affair. Jewelry, hotel rooms, dinners, gifts. "Your Honor," Rebecca said, "Mr. Harrison isn't here to punish his wife for adultery. He's here to protect his children from a parent who has demonstrated, repeatedly, that she will prioritize her relationship over their emotional well-being. Who will lie to them, use them, manipulate them? That's not co-parenting, that's harm." Then it was time for the children's testimony. Judge Ramirez called a recess. Tyler and Emma were brought in, not to the courtroom, but to chambers. Just the judge, the court reporter, both lawyers, both parents, and Dr. Mills. Emma went first. She sat in a chair too big for her, her dolphin in her lap. Judge Ramirez was gentle. "Emma, I'm Judge Ramirez. You can call me Judge Patricia. I need to ask you some questions. There are no wrong answers. You just tell me the truth about how you feel, okay?" Emma nodded. "Do you love your mom?" "Yes." "Do you love your dad?" "Yes." "Where do you feel safest, most comfortable?" Emma thought about it. "At Dad's house." "Why?" Because Dad doesn't have secrets, and I don't have to pretend stuff, and my pictures are on the wall, and he makes pancakes when I'm sad." "Do you like spending time with your mom?" "Sometimes, but she's different now. She talks about Kyle a lot, and she asks me questions about Dad, like she's trying to catch him doing something wrong, but Dad doesn't do anything wrong." "What about Kyle? Do you like him?" Emma's face scrunched up. "He's nice, but he's too nice, like fake nice. And he told me Dad didn't love us, which was a lie, so I don't trust him." "If you could choose, where would you want to live?" "With Dad, but I'd still see Mom, just not with Kyle there." Judge Ramirez nodded, made notes. "Thank you, Emma. You did great." Tyler went next, 11 years old, sitting up straight, determined. "Tyler, I understand you wrote a letter. Would you like to read it to me?" He pulled it out. Lined notebook paper, blue ink, his handwriting getting messy in places where he'd cried while writing. "Your Honor," he began. His voice shook. He cleared his throat, started again. "Your Honor, my name is Tyler James Harrison. I'm 11. I'm in 6th grade. I play baseball and I'm good at math. I'm writing this because I want you to understand what happened." He paused, looked at me. I nodded. "Keep going." "My mom had an affair. I know because I saw it. I saw them together on vacation. I heard them talking about getting married. I know she lied to my dad. She lied to me and Emma too. She told us Dad was too busy to come on vacation. She told us he didn't care. But that was a lie." His voice cracked. Dr. Mills touched his shoulder gently. "When we came home, Dad was different. But not bad different, good different. He'd changed because he knew the truth. And instead of being mad at us, instead of blaming us, he protected us. He hung Emma's pictures. He made our favorite food. He let us talk when we were ready. He didn't force anything." Tyler wiped his eyes, kept reading. "Mom keeps saying Dad turned us against her, but he didn't. Mom did that herself when she chose Kyle over us. When she made us sleep on a couch so she could be with him. When she told us to lie. When she made everything a secret." He looked up at the judge. "My dad didn't break our family. He's the only one trying to fix it. Please let us stay with the person who stayed." "My dad didn't break our family. He's the only one trying to fix it." The room was silent. Judge Ramirez removed her glasses, wiped them, put them back on. "Thank you, Tyler. That was very brave." She looked at Jennifer. "Mrs. Harrison, do you have anything to say?" Jennifer was crying. "I love my children. I made mistakes, but I love them." "Love isn't enough," Judge Ramirez said quietly. "Love requires action, honesty, sacrifice. Based on the evidence I've seen today, I'm making the following temporary order. Primary custody to Mr. Harrison. Mrs. Harrison will have supervised visitation every other weekend until we reconvene in 90 days. At that time, based on both parties' behavior and the children's adjustment, I'll make a permanent determination." She looked at Jennifer again. "Mrs. Harrison, I'm also ordering you to complete a parenting course and individual therapy. You need to understand the impact of your choices on your children. If in 90 days you've done the work and the children are comfortable, we can revisit the custody arrangement. But right now, they need stability. They need honesty. Mr. Harrison is providing that. You are not. The gavel came down. If you've watched someone you loved choose themselves over your family, type, I remember. You're not alone in this. We walked out of the courthouse into autumn sunlight. Marcus hugged me. Rebecca shook my hand. 95% custody, she said. Supervised visits, that's about as close to full custody as you can get without terminating parental rights. You did it. The kids did it, I said. They told the truth. Now the hard part, Rebecca said. Rebuilding, 90 days, make them count. That night, I told Tyler and Emma the judge's decision. Emma cried, not sad crying, relieved crying. Tyler just nodded like he'd expected it. So we stay here? Emma asked. You stay here. This is your home. What about Mom? You'll see her every other weekend, and someone will be there with you, a supervisor, just to make sure everyone's okay. Like a referee? Tyler asked. Kind of, yeah. Good, he said. We need a referee. The next day, something unexpected happened. Mrs. Henderson from across the street came over with a casserole. Glass dish still warm, aluminum foil crimped on top, a handwritten recipe card taped to it. I heard about the court case, she said. She was 73, married 50 years, grandmother of 6. I wanted you to know, what she did, that's not marriage, this is family. She gestured at my house, at the kids visible through the window, doing homework. My Harold and I, we've had hard times, fights, disagreements, but you don't abandon ship when it gets rocky. You don't bring someone else on board while your spouse is still sailing. That's mutiny. That's betrayal. She pressed the casserole into my hands. You need anything, you call me. You need someone to watch the kids while you breathe, you call me. You need someone to tell you you're doing right by those babies, you call me. Clear? Yes, ma'am. She patted my cheek. Good boy. That Thursday became casserole night. Mrs. Henderson brought food. Marcus brought wine. Dr. Mills stopped by to check on the kids, not as their therapist, but as their friend. Tyler's baseball team sent a card, 15 signatures. We've got your back, Harrison. Emma's teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, called. I noticed changes in Emma before vacation, anxiety, withdrawn. Since she's been back with you full time, she's her old self again. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. The school counselor wrote a letter for the 90-day review, unprompted, unasked. The neighborhood rallied, not out of nosiness, out of recognition that sometimes families break, and sometimes communities catch the pieces. Who showed up for you when your world fell apart? Tag them. Let them know they mattered. Weeks passed. The kids adjusted. New routines formed. Morning, I made breakfast. Tyler packed his lunch. Emma drew while eating. After school, homework at the kitchen table. I worked from home now. Negotiated it with my boss. Flexible hours. Be present. Evenings, dinner together. Always. No phones, no TV, just us. Weekends they weren't. With Jennifer, baseball games, art projects, Marcus's Sunday dinners, Mrs. Henderson's garden, where Emma learned to plant tomatoes. Supervised visits with Jennifer were awkward at first. She'd cry, try to explain. The supervisor, a calm woman named Linda, would redirect. Focus on the kids, just be with them. By week 6, Jennifer stopped trying to explain, started just being, playing board games, reading books, not perfect, but present. Kyle was gone. Engagement ended. Jennifer told the kids she'd made a mistake. Emma accepted it. Tyler was skeptical. People don't just make mistakes for 8 months, he said to me one night. That's a choice you keep making. You're right, I said, but people can also change if they do the work, if they're honest. We'll see if your mom does that. And if she doesn't, then we keep building our life, our family, the people who stay. Therapy continued. Dr. Mills worked with Tyler on trust issues, with Emma on expressing feelings, with me on letting go of anger. You're allowed to be angry, she said, but don't let it poison you. Don't let it define you. You fought for your kids. You won. Now, live the victory. I started coaching Tyler's baseball team, started volunteering at Emma's school, started being the father I'd always wanted to be, but had been too busy being a husband to a woman who'd already left. The 90-day review came faster than I expected. Same courthouse, same judge, different energy. Rebecca presented updates, my employment flexibility, the kids' improved school performance. Tyler's therapy progress, Emma's art therapy revelations, character witness letters from teachers, coaches, neighbors, community integration, Jennifer's lawyer presented her progress, completed parenting course, 6 weeks of individual therapy, steady employment, stable housing, no contact with Kyle Morrison, supervised visits with the kids going well. Judge Ramirez reviewed everything in silence. "I'm impressed," she finally said. "Both of you have done work. Mr. Harrison, you've created a stable home. Mrs. Harrison, you've taken responsibility. The children are thriving. That's what matters." She looked at us both. "I'm making the following permanent order. Primary custody remains with Mr. Harrison, 95% time. Mrs. Harrison will have unsupervised visitation every other weekend and 1 evening per week. We'll review again in 6 months. If things continue positively, we can discuss expanded time." Jennifer nodded. No argument, just acceptance. After court, she approached me. We stood in the hallway, lawyers gone, just us. "Thank you," she said. "For what?" "For protecting them. When I couldn't, wouldn't, you did the right thing. I hated you for it, but you did right. They're my kids. They're our kids, but they needed you more. They still do. I'm working on being someone they can need too. But I understand now. What I did, what I cost them, what I cost us." She wiped her eyes. "I don't expect forgiveness from you or them. I just want to be someone they can trust again, eventually. Then do the work, show up, be honest. The rest will follow." She nodded, walked away. Marcus appeared at my elbow. "You okay?" "Yeah, I think I actually am." Life settled into a rhythm, 3 months post-verdict, winter turning to spring. Tyler made the all-star team. Emma's art was selected for the school show. Mrs. Henderson's Thursday casseroles became a permanent fixture. Marcus's Sunday dinners expanded to include Dr. Mills, sometimes Linda the supervisor, sometimes Tyler's teammates. We became something I hadn't expected. A family. Not the family I'd planned. Not the family I'd imagined at 25 when I married Jennifer. But a family built on truth, on choice, on people who stayed. Emma drew a new picture. Colored pencils this time, more sophisticated than crayons. Our house. Me, Tyler, Emma in front. Marcus and Mrs. Henderson on the porch, Dr. Mills in the window. Even Linda was there, in the garden. "This is our real family," Emma said, handing it to me. "What about Mom?" I asked gently. She thought about it. "Mom's family too. But she's not in this picture because this is the people who are here, all the time. The people who stay. Want to make a picture with Mom in it too? You can have both." "Maybe," she said. "Maybe later." I had it framed, put it on the mantle, our real family, the people who stayed. One evening, Tyler was doing homework. Emma was drawing, I was cooking dinner. Marcus was over, fixing a leaky faucet he'd noticed. Emma looked up. "Daddy?" "Yeah, baby." "Why did you fight so hard?" I stopped chopping vegetables, sat down at the table, pulled her into my lap. She was 9 now, getting too big, but still small enough for this. "You remember that first drawing you did, the one with Kyle in it?" She nodded. "Come here." I walked her to my office, pulled out that drawing, the one with new friend Kyle in crayon, 8 months old now, lifetime ago. "This drawing," I said, "this was when I knew something was wrong, but it was also when I knew what I had to protect. You and Tyler, this family, our real family. But we were already your family, yes, but sometimes families get attacked, from outside, from inside. And when that happens, you have a choice. You can let them break you, or you can protect what matters, build walls, fight battles, do whatever it takes." I showed her the back of the drawing, where I'd written the date, the time. "This is when Daddy started protecting us. Before we even knew we needed it," Emma whispered. "Exactly. Can we frame this one too? I think that's a perfect idea." We took it to the frame shop the next day. I had them add a small plaque under the glass, engraved, "We don't abandon what we build, we protect it." The Harrison family. That frame went up next to Emma's real family drawing. 2 pictures, 2 truths, hour before, hour after. The frame stayed there, permanent reminder. Every Thursday, Mrs. Henderson brought casserole. Every Sunday, Marcus made his terrible dad jokes. Every week, Dr. Mills checked in. Every other weekend, the kids saw Jennifer and slowly, carefully began rebuilding that relationship too. Because here's what I learned. Family isn't who shares your blood. It's who stays when the bleeding starts. It's who helps you heal after. It's who shows up with casseroles and corny jokes and honest conversations and unconditional presence. It's the people who choose you and who you choose back. 3 months became 6. 6 became a year. Tyler grew 3 inches. Emma lost 2 more teeth. Jennifer completed therapy, started respecting boundaries, became a better weekend parent than she'd been a full-time one. The house filled with laughter again. Different laughter, real laughter. And every night, before bed, I walked past those 2 framed drawings, the before, the after, the reminder. We don't abandon what we build, we protect it. And when necessary, when the foundation cracks, when the walls crumble, when everything you thought was solid turns out to be sand, we rebuild it, stronger, truer, with people who understand that family is a verb, not a noun, an action, not an accident. Tyler found me one night, standing in front of those frames. "You okay, Dad?" "Yeah, buddy, just remembering." "Remembering what?" "How far we've come, how much we survived, how strong you and Emma are." He stood next to me, looking at the drawings, almost as tall as me now. "You know what I remember?" he said. "What?" "I remember being scared you'd give up, that you'd let her take us, that you'd believe her lies, but you didn't. You fought, even when it was hard, even when we couldn't help. You stayed. We don't abandon what we build," he smiled. "Never." Emma appeared in her pajamas, dragging her dolphin. "Are we having a family meeting without me?" "Never," I said, pulling her close. "Come here." The 3 of us stood there, looking at those drawings, our story in crayon and colored pencil, our truth in frames and plaques. "I love our family," Emma said sleepily. "Me too, baby. Even though it's different now? Especially because it's different now, because now it's real." She yawned. "What's for breakfast tomorrow? What do you want?" "Pancakes, with extra chocolate chips, because we're celebrating." "Celebrating what?" "Being us." I carried her to bed, tucked her in, kissed her forehead. She was asleep before I left the room. Tyler was still downstairs, looking at the drawings. "She's right, you know," he said. "We should celebrate being us. We earned it." "We did." "Dad?" "Yeah? Thanks. For not giving up, for fighting, for all of it." "Tyler, you never have to thank me for loving you. That's not a favor. That's just who I am." He hugged me, quick, awkward, 11-year-old turning 12 hug, then ran upstairs before I could see if he was crying. I stood alone in the living room, looking at those frames, at Mrs. Henderson's casserole dish in the sink, at Tyler's baseball trophy on the shelf, at Emma's drawings covering the fridge, at evidence of a life rebuilt, a family reforged, a truth finally told. My phone buzzed, text from Marcus. "Sunday dinner, be there or I'm eating your share." Another from Dr. Mills. "Tyler's making great progress. You all are. Proud of you." Another from Mrs. Henderson. "Made extra casserole, bringing it by Thursday. Harold says your lawn needs mowing. He's coming Saturday." Community, family, the people who stay. I looked at that first drawing one more time. Emma's crayon marks. New friend Kyle. The moment everything changed, but also the moment I decided to fight. The moment I chose protection over peace, truth over comfort. My children over everything else. Because this, all of this, was always worth protecting. If this story reminded you what's worth fighting for, your kids, your truth, your dignity, share it. Someone in your life needs to hear that it's possible to rebuild. And if you're the one who needs to hear it, you're already stronger than you think. The frame catches the light from the window. The engraving gleams. We don't abandon what we build, we protect it. And, in the quiet of this house, with my children safe in their beds, with a community around us, with truth as our foundation, I know we did exactly that. We protected it. And we're still here.